Hey guys, it's Tram here. Up first, today's talker. With Election Day more than a year away, we're asking you, do you trust Facebook as a source for your election information? Yes, absolutely, or no way. Cast your vote right now at 12news.com/bullhorn or comment down below if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. The results and extra facts on the story just minutes away. Hashtag most clicked. Here are the stories piquing everyone's interest right now. Flags are flying at half-staff to honor a soldier from the Valley who lost his life during a training exercise. Private First Class Antonio Garcia was from Peoria. He and two others died when their vehicle rolled off a bridge at Fort Stewart in Georgia. The 21-year-old graduated from Sandra Day O'Connor High School. His family isn't ready to talk about their immense loss, obviously, but remember him as brave, kind, and loving. You can read their full statement on 12 News app. Number 2 most clicked, former President Jimmy Carter is back in the hospital after falling inside his house, which is a couple of hours south of Atlanta. Doctors say he may have a minor pelvic fracture. He is expected to be okay, though, and will recover at his home. This is the third time Carter has fallen in recent months. Number 3, Southern California is on high alert as wild winds fan the flames on wildfires in the LA area. Fire burning multiple homes in a San Bernardino neighborhood, and fierce flames keeping firefighters busy in Pacific Palisades, which is near Santa Monica. Now, despite evacuations and rapid growth, crews have managed to keep it from spreading to homes. However, they are dealing with high temps and expect the dangerous Santa Ana winds to pick up later this week. In other news, a tour group comes face to face with a massive great white shark, and it's all caught on camera. Take a look. The group out of San Diego diving in the Pacific Ocean off Guadalupe Island, Mexico, which is a hotbed for sharks this time of year as they migrate. The 17-foot great white, a female named Bullet, taking a bite out of their cage right there. Nancy, one of the 18 people on the trip, loving every minute of it.
She shook our cage a little bit, but surprisingly, there was no fear. It was just pure adrenaline and joy.
Wow. The tour company says they saw 3 other female sharks at the same time, and they stayed around for 4 hours after that first encounter with Bullet. Netflix may soon put an end to password sharing. Oh no! During an earnings call, a Netflix chief admits that he knows people are sharing account info with family and friends, and the company is keeping an eye out on it. However, he's not saying how. Right now, the streaming giant limits the number of devices we can stream from the same account, so we'll have to wait and see if Netflix makes any drastic changes. 12 at 12 strives to keep you safe, and that includes while flying to friendly skies. Things are changing at the TSA checkpoints next year, and the feds, along with the MVD, are warning you, get your real ID now, or you may up grounded. Tom telling us what we need to know.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have both sides available. Please step down.
Starting October 1st, 2020, you won't be able to fly using your driver's license if it doesn't have a Real ID star in the top corner.
I see you do not have the star on your ID, so make sure you have the star on your ID so you're being compliant with the Real ID Act.
The TSA is trying to get the word out, but 73% of Americans don't yet have a Real ID.
The shot clock is on. It is time for everyone to get the star.
Many state DMVs have opened mobile units and satellite offices to handle the surge of residents now upgrading to a Real ID. Everybody required to prove their identity with 4 forms of ID that can include a valid license, a passport, social security card, birth certificate, utility bill, payroll stub, rent or mortgage payment, or military ID.
I don't like long lines or a lot of waiting for hours on end, so I figured I'd be on the whole year ahead.
Travelers who don't have a Real ID by the deadline will still be allowed to fly using a passport, a global entry card, or a military ID, but the TSA says there will be no exceptions.
If they don't have a passport or another form of identification, this means a very uncomfortable, long process for them, largely resulting in a very bad day. They will not be able to travel.
The worst-case scenario, airports could be filled with people who've bought non-refundable tickets or return flights home, yet don't have the Real IDs to get through TSA.
Are you going to wait till the last minute?
No. Now that you're asking me out loud, I won't.
The advice from TSA now, don't delay.
Yikes. Well, Tom also tells us if you've changed your last name, you'll need proof when you apply for your real ID, a marriage or divorce certificate. Well, in your Pulse on Health, the timing of breast cancer diagnosis may increase your risk of being diagnosed with other types of cancer. Swedish researchers find when doctors detect cancer between 2 routine screenings, they're more likely to diagnose other forms, including lung and colon cancer. In these cases, the breast cancer is also more likely to be larger and more aggressive. However, these patients are also more likely to report a family history of multiple cancers. New flame retardants appear to be just as toxic as the ones they replaced. Scientists find the new ones, called organophosphates, are linked to lower IQ in children and reproductive problems. The air and water carry these chemicals, but often at levels 10 to 100 times higher than the previous versions. Some people in the study had levels high enough to threaten fertility in adults and brain development in children. Let's talk about the Arizona State Fair, which is rolling into its final weekend when gates open up again starting tomorrow at noon. MC Hammer takes the main stage Friday, along with 90s hitmaker, the CNC Music Factory. I love going to the fair. Unfortunately, though, it's been a little too crazy right now for me to get out there this year. But here's a pic of Zoe and I the first time I took my kids to the fair. We had so much fun. So we have been asking you to share your memories, and we've got a couple of them. Kelsey Welch here sharing this pic out there on the Midway, and then her adorable little one with a massive soda. So cute. And Kelly sharing a pic of the Midway lights at dusk with the skyline in the background. Just beautiful. Keep sharing your pics. We would love to see them as we round out the 2019 State Fair run. Hey, you know what? Speaking of the fair, the weather is going to be great for the final weekend. Crystal joining us now with the forecast 411.
Sit, stay, and take advantage of this great weather for National Make a Dog's Day. Sun setting at 5:45 if Fido's bringing you the leash at 7 o'clock, 83 degrees, 80 at 8 o'clock. And as you begin your stroll, perhaps at 9 o'clock, 76 is what the thermometer will read, and mid-70s by 10 o'clock with calm winds. Temperatures drop to 61 in Phoenix at a minimum in Payson tonight, 47 for you, 37 in Prescott, and below freezing in Flagstaff and Show Low. It's going to be another great night to open the windows up and let the fresh air in the valley, because by the afternoon, you're cranking the AC. Look at that. We're back into 90-degree territory again tomorrow, maxing out at 91. That's a surplus of 5 degrees on the thermometer above from where we would expect to be this time of year. The sun keeps shining through Thursday. An area of low pressure is going to knock us out of the 90s. We'll toss in some clouds and kick up the breezes heading into the weekend, and then perfection for both Saturday and Sunday.
In your Daily Juice, a Valley singer takes the stage on The Voice in the battle rounds. Steve Cannell competing on Team Kelly, the coach he hoped would turn around for him in the blind auditions. Steve growing up in Apache Junction, taking on Jake in the battle rounds, but sadly, Kelly picking Jake, meaning Steve's time on the show is over. But the judges really like his voice, so, you never know. We may just see him again soon. You can catch more of the battle rounds on The Voice tonight at 7, only on 12 News. More juice, actress Alexis Bledel, who we remember from Gilmore Girls and Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, is now officially dangerous. Get this, cybersecurity firm McAfee is crowning Bledel the most dangerous celebrity on the internet in 2019. No other celeb is more likely to land us on websites that carry viruses or malware. Talk show host James Corden trails Bledel at number 2. Time now for A to Z 60, where we celebrate the people, places, and things that make the Valley so awesome in just 60 seconds. Crystal joining us again to take us to a downtown Mesa watering hole, serving up much more than just craft cider.
Cider Core is the only cidery and tap room in Arizona. To have your very own cider house, you need a cider maker, someone to fill the kegs, a server in the tap room, and a taste tester.
That's not a real job.
Okay, fine. That's for you to drink up.
We try to keep between 12 and 15 ciders on.
Even cider slushies.
We have mango foxtrot, secret squirrel. We just did one that's cucumber honey, and we call it Seabees after Navy Battalion. We have a mission statement, drink great cider, honor great sacrifice.
And they've been bottling up that goodwill since they opened on Veterans Day in 2017.
I came back from deployment. I had 2 traumatic brain injuries, and Josh and I decided that we'd start making cider together kind of as a therapeutic hobby for me, and we have the coolest job.
Every time you order their featured cider, $1 goes to a local nonprofit, such as Military Order of the Purple Heart. So raise them up, guys, and that's your A to Z 60. Cheers!
Yum. Well, let's go back to today's talker. Facebook says it already has blocked efforts from Russia and Iran from trying to hack its platforms during election season. The company implemented new safeguards to make sure you know where the information you're reading online came from, but says it won't extend the same level of scrutiny to actual political ads. So, do you trust Facebook as a source for election information? 3% of you say yes, absolutely. 97% of you say no way. Keep voting on 12news.com/bullhorn. And those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, feel free to comment down below. Time now for the look ahead, the stories you'll be talking about a little later on today. Arizona's first White Castle opens tomorrow in Scottsdale, and believe it or not, people are already waiting in line, some as long as 4 days. But why? Their answers on 12 News, first at 4. And that's your 12 at 12. The facts on everything you need to know in just 12 minutes, no commercials. We're always on, anywhere, anytime on 12news.com, the 12 News app, and our socials as well. We'll see you again soon. Now let's check in with Destry to see what's next on Arizona Midday.
Coming up on Arizona Midday, we have a preview of Sun's opening night, so stay tuned for that. Plus, we have free tickets to the movies, and we're going to tell you what books are coming out today.